Talks podcast. He's been in this game since 2016. Now he's in 2025 with a different podcast with live guests for the first time. Welcome to Celso Talks podcast. 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 Celso Talks podcast about to start with Celso Luis Santiago Jr.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my podcast. Okay. All right. Just trying to figure out something right now. Welcome to another episode of Celso Talks podcast with your host, Celso Luis Santiago Jr. It is November 14, 2025. It is 3:06 p.m. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. If anybody is watching me right now, if you could share this on Facebook, I would appreciate it. If anybody can share this in Facebook right now, so everybody can see, I will appreciate it. Because there's a lot of things that I want to say. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of things that I want to say. Yes, I can smoke in my podcast. It's in my podcast. I can drink and smoke in my podcast. For a lot of people that are saying that it's unprofessional to smoke in your podcast. All right. So a lot of things that I'm going to say. A lot of things that I definitely want to talk about. Lord. Yesterday, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I had a phone call of one of my best friends that I know for at least 30 something years. We're not gonna say a messenger call or meter chat. This friend, I know him for 30 something years right now. Probably I know him for 35 years right now. We used to go to school together in Puerto Rico, and we used to backyard wrestling, together and stuff like that. And he called me at 3 in the morning, and luckily I was up. For some reason, I don't know. My body tends to get up at 3 in the morning. Don't know why. And I don't go to sleep until like probably 8 in the morning. But give me a call this morning at 3 in the morning. And I'm thinking that something was going on. I'm thinking that something was wrong. And of course, I was scared, I was worried, and because he never had called me at that time, never, or either wanted to be the chat at that time. So I'm like, okay, something is going on, something's wrong. Let me answer the phone call. And I see my brother, my best friend, be the chat, and with me, and he was like, I could see that his eyes was watery. And I'm like, bro, what's going on? You okay? What's wrong? So he was like, I need to talk to you. Can you put listen to what I gotta say? I said, yeah, sure, my brother. Of course. I'm all ears. What's going on? And he was talking to me that um his ex-girlfriend, he found out that his ex-girlfriend um got a new man. And he listened to one of my music as Lil C that he says my ex-girlfriend got a new man. So he was crying. He was like, I know that me and her are not together anymore, and then he just she I mean he's happy for her, but I think that what it did hurt him, what really did hurt him is that I think he got her on Facebook. I think either I don't know. I think it was either Instagram, some of those apps. I don't remember. And he was like, "I'm not mad. I like he couldn't explain to me how he was feeling." And he said, "Did you know that the time that me and her were together, she never ever posted a picture of me on Facebook. Never." And I'm like, "For real?" He said, "Yeah. She never posted a picture of me on Facebook, never called me that I was her world, but she got her boyfriend now, and she's telling the whole world about this man and showing pictures of him and telling the world that's her whole world and how happy she is." But then he was like, "But she never did that with me. Never." So he wanted an advice. He wanted an advice. And as a podcaster, this is what I do. I talk about, because he knows that I talk about things like this in my podcast. Um, and he wanted me to talk about it in the podcast. He said, can you make it as a topic? I said, of course, why not? Then he asked me a question. And sometimes when I cross a forbidden door that I don't want to open, or for there's a lot of type of forbidden doors, but there is a door that is in your mind that is right here. It's right in the back of your mind. It's right in the back of your hand, right here. It's where memories. It's where a lot of memories are basically stored or basically hiding, or I mean, it depends what you want to do with those memories. I have a forbidden door right here, and that door is locked for a reason. That door is full of memories that I don't want to remember, full of is full of memories that, I, like I said, I don't want to remember, and I wish not to remember. So with those memories, there are flashbacks that are put in the same behind that door that is locked, that door that has signs that says "Do not open." And he asked me a question. He said, "How do you do it?" I said, "What you mean?" He said, "How do you do it?" He said, "You do have an ex-girlfriend that that you got on Facebook, and you do got an ex-girlfriend that shows the world about her boyfriend. Like how do you do it? How do you deal with it?" And I'm like, "You asking for me to open a door that is closed because it's a forbidden door." But I'm gonna go. I said, "Out for you. I'm gonna open it because I want to give you an advice. You asked for me for an advice, and I'm gonna, since we are going through the same thing." And I went and I opened that door, and I picked those memories that I did not want to remember, and I took them out so I can give my friend an advice. And I said, "You know how I deal with it? I had to forget it. I had to kill it. I had to ignore it." And don't get me wrong, it's hard to ignore something that it hurts you. It really does. It stings. It hurts. It's painful. And even though if you moved on with your life, and sometimes you think that you kill something here. You kill those emotions. You think they're dead. But when he saw his ex girlfriend with another man, that feeling came back. And I say, "Listen, man, the way that I deal with it, I ignore it. I really do. I ignore it. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy for my ex girlfriend. I'm happy that she found somebody else in her life. And but at the same time, it does hurt. Don't get me wrong. It still hurts. And sometimes I think I am adjust to the pain, where either I can take it or leave it. Either I decide to deal with it or not. Either I decide to ignore it or not. Maybe because it has been gonna say 2024, 2025. I'm gonna say October to October. That's 1 year. It is November 14. I wanna say it has been a year and a month, probably. Yeah, a year. Let me see. October 15 to October 15. That's 1 year. Yeah, a year and almost a month, which is gonna be tomorrow, November 15. And maybe because it has been, even though a year and a half is not really that long, you know, year and a half for me, it just in a 1 month for me, it's still new, it's still raw, but maybe because in that 1 year and in 1 month, I decided to ignore it. Where if I do see posts of my ex girlfriend posted about her man, I just decide to scroll up, because if I do see it, it's gonna hurt me. It's gonna bring a feeling that I thought that I killed, but it's still here, because the wound, the scar haven't healed yet. The scar haven't healed yet, and I do believe that scars make you stronger. For him, has been 5 months, which is still new. 5 months is still new. She broke up with him for I don't know what reason. Like mine broke up with me for no reason. And I said, my brother, you have two choices. You have two choices. Choice number one, block her. Choice number two, don't block her. It's whatever you decide to do. Even though there's no beef between y'all, there's no prowess between y'all two. There's this. You guys are friends, but I think what it hurts you to see her happy. That's what's going on. It hurts you to see her happy. Even though I told you are not the reason for the breakup, you haven't done nothing for the breakup. I think she broke up with you for no reason, just like mine broke up with me for no reason whatsoever. You have a lot of questions without answering. I'll say you have questions without answers where you would never gonna get an answer, And I think what I can tell you is this: if you don't want to block her, then scroll up. Ignore it. Don't pay attention to it because the more you pay attention to it, the more it's going to hurt you. Especially if you still have feelings for her. Just like mine, as a man, I'm going to say I still got feelings for my ex girlfriend. I do. I still got feelings for my ex girlfriend. And something that I chose to, every time I see posters of her, when is includes her boyfriend, I go and ignore it. I do. I ignore it because I know that it's gonna bring that feeling back. Where I just want my heart to be numb without no pain. And but I say, it's 5 months. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna go through the pain. You're gonna go through the tears. You're gonna go through the sleepless night. But you're gonna get stronger. Now I sleep at night good. I do. I sleep at night good. I sleep at night very good. But every time I see my ex girlfriend posting, like stuff about her boyfriend, I don't. I decide I just go like this. I just cover my eyes and I just scroll up. Where I put in my mind it never happened. I act like I never saw it. I act like it never happened because I closed that door. I closed that forbidden door. Even though I had to open it this morning at 3 in the morning, where I was crying. We was crying. We both was crying. Let me tell you, like he started crying, and then I was crying. I was crying too. Where he brought some beers. I mean, he didn't come here. I'm just saying, like on Beater Chat. Like he got some beers, and then I got my beers. Then he got his liquor. I got my liquor. He got his weed. I got my weed. And we just started drinking, and I was drinking our beers, and I was, drinking my liquor, and I started smoking my weed, and into I passed out like around 7 in the morning because it really, by looking at my friend crying, I can't see people crying. I can't. I cry. I see somebody cry. You say, "Ooh," I'm crying too. And it brought that feeling back. It brought that feeling back where I'm like, damn, I thought I killed this feeling. Loneliness and heartbroken. And the more I felt the pain, the more I was drinking, the more I was smoking my weed, the more I was, you know, crying. And I think we cried for like at least 10 or 15 minutes. Me and my brother, me and my friend. Two grown men crying. But hey, grown men cry. Listen, grown men cry. People say, no, grown men, we do cry. He's my age. He's like 40, I'm 42. And the thing is that, excuse me, even though my scar is still haven't healed yet into where I want to heal, you know, I still feel the pain because this is something that I can relate. This is something that I can relate. And I'm like, I was there for my brother, my friend, and we talk, and I know we cried for 15 minutes, and we was drinking, we got drunk, we got high, and especially me, I got so high where the pain was numb again. I got it back to it was numb. I got it back into I didn't felt it anymore. Where I said, okay, well, I wiped my tears off, and I'm like, I got that shield in my heart back. Like it's like I put that shield back in my heart, that protection, that brick or wall that protects my heart. Where once I put back that brick of wall, that shield, where I decide not to feel the pain anymore. Where I prefer to not deal with the pain. Where it becomes numb, where I cannot feel it anymore. But he doesn't have the power yet. He doesn't have that shield of protection like I do. So I have to like calm him down. As I calm myself down, I have to calm him down. And so listen, man, I want to tell you this. If a woman does not show you to other people, it's because that woman have never loved you. If she's showing somebody else, that means she loves this person. As fucked up it sounds, if she was with you, then she broke up with you, but she never posted on you on Facebook. She never talked about you on Facebook. Never show a picture of you on Facebook. Never say, "Hey, this is my world. This is my life. This is my everything." But then she got her new man, and she's, "Oh, this is my world. This is my life, and this and that," and then posting picture of him. It shows you that she never loved you. And I had to break it down to my brother. I had to break it down to my friend because I found out that I had to found it. I had to found it the hard way. And I can say it right now because that shit was back in my heart where I feel no more pain, where I cannot cry no more tears, where I tough enough. And I said, my brother, like I said, I had to explain to him. I had to break it down to him. And he said, my brother, if she never shows you off, and she never told people about you, or never put a picture of you on her Facebook, she never loved you. She never loved you. She might love you, but not enough. Not enough Not enough. So I finally got him to calm down. He went to sleep at 7 in the morning. He said, "My brother, I gotta go. I gotta go. Say, come on, my brother. Get you sleep." I stood up like around 8 in the morning because even though I had that shield in my heart already, and I didn't feel the pain, I had to put all those memories back in that forbidden door. And it took me a whole hour. It took me a whole hour to forget about those memories. It took me a whole hour to act like it didn't hurt anymore, pretend that I never had those memories until I was able to go back to sleep at 8 o'clock in the morning. But what I can say is this to everybody that is going through the same thing. If either you're a woman or you're a man, and you're still going through, even though maybe your breakup was 2 months ago, 3 months ago, year and a half, and that scar is still there, and you're still friends with your ex girlfriend or your ex boyfriend or whatever, and you have a choice either to block them or not. That's your choice. There's one thing if you I would say this. This is my first time being friends with my ex girlfriend because I always say never be friends with your ex girlfriend. I live by that. I lived by that for almost all my life. Almost all my life, I live by that. Never be a friend of your ex girlfriend. Never, because the memories is going to come back. The memories is going to come back. But I'm powerful enough to know how to build a shield to cover my heart. And I put all those feelings and I put them right in a box and I tied the box. I put a freaking lock in that box and I throw it right in that forbidden door. Including with the memories, the flashbacks, the tears, the heartbroken. I boxed it up, put it right in the box. I put a lock in that box and I throw it right in that forbidden door. And once I throw in that forbidden door, I lock that door. Put signs to say never open again. It took me an hour to do that. To throw it back in the box, to close it again, lock it again, throw it straight back in that forbidden door, lock that door. It took me a whole hour. Where at 8 o'clock, all those memory was gone. At 8 o'clock, all that feeling was gone. Where I was able to sleep. I was able to sleep. And I know that my brother, my friend, he gonna go to there. He gonna go there. I believe it that he's gonna get there. I believe that even though, like I say, you're gonna go through you're gonna go through it. You know, because it hurts. As a man, it really hurts to see your ex girlfriend happy with another man. You know, even if you don't want to, if you could pretend all you want, pretend that it doesn't hurt, but it's going to hurt. Because your ex girlfriend, that was your baby. That was your girl. That was your diamond. It was your everything. And no matter what, when a person breaks out with you, she brings with her a piece of your heart. When somebody break up with you, they take a piece of you. They take a piece of your heart. And even you don't want to see it, but every time you see your ex girlfriend, it's like, or your ex boyfriend, whatever, it's like, damn, she was mine. Why reason she broke up with me, I don't know. But I had to. It took me an hour. Let me tell you, it took me an hour. Because even though I stopped crying, but I still was like, I was laying down. I was just looking at my ceiling. That's what I was doing. I was quiet. I put some music, some happy music. I put my headset on. I put the music on, and I was just like looking at the ceiling, and I was just like, even though I was here, but I was not here because I was dealing with, I was, you know, dealing with all those memories. I was dealing with all those, all that feeling in my heart, and I was all those questions without answers. I had to basically put it. I was putting in a box. I was picking them up from the floor of my mind, just picking them up, putting in a box, and finally, until I got the last memory, until I got the last feeling, the last question, I put in a box, and once I put in a box, I locked it. I walked straight. I walked from here all the way to the back to where that door is, and I threw that box behind that door. I locked that door again. Once I was able to lock that door, I felt peace. I felt like I could sleep again. I could go to sleep. And I said, okay, I could go ahead and go to sleep. So yeah, like just ignore it. If you are friends of your ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend, and you got them on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, whatever you got, whatever kind of app you got, ignore it. You know, just be happy for them. Just be happy for them. You know, and just, even though you probably already moved on, but those feelings are there, and you're trying to deal with those feelings. Don't deal with it. Just get rid of them. It's going to be hard to get rid of it, but you have to do what you have to do. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck. You're really going to be stuck. All right, guys, this was the episode of today. Thank you for listening and supporting. And thank you, guys. I'm going to say this. I want to thank you guys for voting for me for Celso Talks podcast in many, many. many and many awards. Thank you guys for voting for Celso Talk Podcast. Thank you guys for making the podcast of the year, the best podcast of the year, the best tag team podcast of the year. Thank you guys for doing that, voting for Celso Talk Podcast. And once again, 3 year in a row, multiple award winner. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys. Into the next episode of Celta Podcast with your host, Cesar Luis Santiago Jr. I will see you guys later on. Have a good evening. Have a great night. And God bless you. Love you all. Until next time.
Transmitting live from Dunkirk, New York. Welcome to Celso Talks Podcast. Celso Talks Podcast. Celso Talks Podcast. Celso Talks Podcast.